Now let's find the following limit. We have this function t plus square root of t over t times the square root of t. And we want to find the limit as t goes to 0 from the right. Okay, here the first thing that we're going to do is that we see that our fraction is defined and we have no problem when we take the limit. Also, when we plug 0, so we have 0 plus the square root of 0, which is 0, over 0 times 0, which is 0. Therefore, we can't conclude because we have this form here, 0 over 0. So this is an undetermined form, and therefore we can't conclude. One quick way that I want you to learn is that in this kind of situations, when we have the square roots, most of the time we think of the inverse process. Okay, so we change this variable in such a way that we have a power here instead of the square root, and that's what we're gonna do here. So if we let y be the square root of t, okay, here we need to pay attention to this change here. Okay, so as t goes to 0, y is gonna go to 0. Okay, so this is the first step, the same limit. So t goes to 0 plus, y is gonna go to 0 plus. Okay, now what's t? So here y is bigger than 0. So if we square here, we're gonna get t as y squared, and the square root of t is just y, and t is y squared times the square root of t, which is y. Okay, now we see that we don't have this problem of the square root. Okay, we can simplify this one more time by writing it as the limit of y times y plus 1 over y times y squared as y goes to 0 from the right. Okay, we can simplify by this y because it's not 0. Okay, and therefore our limit is going to be the limit as y goes to 0 plus of y plus 1 over y squared. Okay, we can even simplify this one more time. Okay, we can write it as the limit as y goes to 0 plus of y over y squared plus 1 over y squared. Okay, and we can even simplify this one more time. So here we have 1 over y plus 1 over y squared. Okay, so now we have something that we can deal with. Okay, so what's this limit? 1 over y as y goes to 0 from the right. So this is plus infinity and this is plus infinity, and therefore we have plus infinity, which is plus infinity. Okay, this form we can deal with. We accept this one here. This addition, we accept it. Therefore, this limit is plus infinity. Okay. So we do a step-by-step process of changing this variable. This is the key, okay? Because we want to find something that we know. And one thing that we know is that we know this limit here, okay? If you don't see it, let me graph it here. So 1 over y is this one, remember. Okay? As I go to y from the right, as I go to 0 from the right, so I'm coming this way, look at the 1 over y. It's getting bigger. It's going to plus infinity, huge numbers. Okay, so I get here the same thing for y squared. Okay, same thing. It's 1 over y squared. The same thing. So this is 1 over y squared. So as I go to 0 from the right, both values, they will become big, and this is what I have here. Plus infinity, which is plus infinity. Therefore, my limit is plus infinity. Okay, so this is a great way to remember the limits, and remember this one here. Okay, so because sometimes you want to see what's the limit as y goes to plus infinity, it's 0, as y goes to minus infinity, which is 0. Okay, and we're going to use it in composite functions. Okay, so this is a great way of dealing with limits, especially for AP calculus questions. Okay, you have to be quick, we don't have enough time. Okay, so one way of dealing with these limits is to get rid of this square root and change it to some powers that we know. Okay, thank you very much.